Hi, Natalie. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
Okay, I know that last week we talked about the Wells Project and
Mm-hmm.
Wells Benefit Concert. So how did that all turn out?
It turned out great. We had a lot of people turn out, which was a lot of fun. We had a great raffle, and we gave away a basketball signed by the whole basketball team, as well as a few other things, and it was a lot of fun.
Wow. Did you guys have a good turnout, like people wise?
Yeah, we actually had I'd probably say maybe 150, 175 people there.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy. How does that compare to last year?
Um, about the same, maybe a little bit more, which is nice.
Yeah,
It's good.
cool, awesome. Well, I'm glad that everything worked out with that. So what's coming up this week or in the coming week? During the end of the school year?
Coming weeks, just kind of preparing for finals week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? It's of course what the last month of school turns out to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this week it's just kind of in preparation for that and learning my material, being prepared for all the tests and papers that are flooding my way, basically.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel like how is your schoolwork this semester compared to previous years, or like as you've gone through college now you're a junior, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So have you seen like your learning style change at all?
Actually, I have. Normally, I am a very spoken person, so basically, I learn by hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the proper term for that, but and recently I've had to write everything.
Really?
Yes, and I don't know why that changed, but it definitely has made a change this, particularly my junior year. And then obviously studying for junior year, taking all 4,000 level classes, and you just have to spend a lot more time on it.
Mm.
And so just getting used to that.
How has that learning like new time management skills has that been difficult?
Um, no, thankfully they give you the easier classes in the first couple of years, and that way kind of preparing you for what's coming. And with that, I've definitely learned how to manage my time very well. You kind of see the phases of freshman year, staying up till 3, and then now junior year, I'm like, okay, midnight, good night, like I'm done, I'm done. And so based on that, you learn how to adapt your time to that.
And really important skill to learn. Does it is it weird not having this during nights like a freshman anymore? Is there any kind of like do you wish that you still had those crazy nights?
Sometimes I do, but I also remember that like sometimes you end up doing like fun things afterwards or whatever at 3 a.m. But at the same time, the next day you were incredibly miserable or exhausted and not really conducive to conversation and like your relationships to other people. So it just kind of depends. It depends who you'd be staying up with, I guess. But sometimes it would be worth it. Most of the time, no.
Well, it sounds like you are handling that transition very well, and even though you know the nights are getting earlier, it sounds like you understand that you are more productive when you do get your sleep. And how has that impacted your daily life? Being able to like seeing yourself as more productive. That's what it sounds like you were saying.
Just in being more productive and being more on top of time management, you have time to work out. You have time to go hang out with people. You have time to do community service. Be more involved on campus. There's a lot of benefits from being more productive during the day and getting your sleep at night because you're able to get a lot more done. With lack of sleep, it's shown. I mean, what is it? 17 hours past the time you should be awake is like a glass of wine or something. Something like that. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The effect on your sleep is incredible. And so just seeing the productivity and then like my relationships growing and that kind of thing, it's been well worth it to get my sleep, even though I might miss some things at night.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you're handling that transition very well. Okay, earlier you talked about your learning style changing, and you said that you write more now instead of hearing. Let's see. How did that do that? Remember how that happened? Like that transition, or
I mean, it happened coming straight into junior year. I really think homecoming like we were kind of joking about with losing sleep, it has definitely, I mean, obviously during homecoming you're a lot busier with 12-hour sleep and so with that, I had to write more just because I was tired, and like a lot of times in the common room we would be talking, and I wouldn't quite remember everything people were saying because of that. And so I think during class, when I was listening, I was just thinking of it as like being surrounded by people talking again. And so I just had to start writing things more and more.
Oh, so it was kind of like your classroom was becoming like in the common room, like hearing people talk.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's an interesting. I don't know, not fair to have, but like comparison. Well, is there any? So have you seen writing becoming more of your learning style?
Absolutely.
Oh, cool. Well, I wish you it's really good to see you this week, and I wish you best of luck. And it's awesome that you have kind of developed this new learning style, and so I hope that it serves you well in this next week. So I am so thankful for your session, and I will see you next week.